Hey everybody, it's Kelby with Raiders Greenhouse and Produce, here to do a walkthrough tour of the hoop house, the greenhouse that I built out of PVC pipe. And behind me you see that that's what I've done. What we've got here is just 4 mil plastic. Typically you use 6 mil. 4 mil will work, it just won't last as long, but it's still pretty sturdy, heavy duty plastic. I actually done it instead of buying the 20-foot by 100-foot rolls for 90 bucks. I actually bought two separate packages. One was 10-foot by 25-foot for $20, I believe, and then I got a 15-foot, maybe it was 25 foot by 20 foot, I think is what it was, for 30 bucks or something. Basically about 60 bucks. I was able to use the one roll and do the ends on, and then the other roll was the length plus some overhang to do the over the top. And what I've done here, as you can see, is I brought it down tight, took a piece of board and rolled it up a couple times to get my plastic nice and tight, and then I screwed it into the 2x4 frame that I'll show you from on the inside. And so this is what it looks like from the outside. It's pretty sturdy. And as you walk in, first thing you see is a tiny hole up there. That actually will be widened out whenever I get a attic fan or an exhaust fan that I do not have yet. I'll actually bring that board down and frame it in proper and fold the plastic over. I just needed to cut a little bit of a vent hole in there because it got really hot really fast in here, and it still is really hot right now. So anyways, as you can see, I'm standing in here and I can't quite touch the ceiling. I could if I stretch. It's probably about 8.5 foot tall or so. Got plenty of headroom, got hanging space. These 2x6s up here, you could either put hooks on them, drill holes, put hanging baskets, whatever you want on it. You can run irrigation lines, electric lines, lights, just really kind of whatever you wanted to do. The sides here are made out of, this is 1-inch PVC, and I drove rods into the ground and drove those into the ground kind of like rebar. You can use any kind of hard metal. Drove it into the ground about 12 to 18 inches and left 6 inches or so sticking up. Put it over and curved it over. These are 20-foot 1-inch pieces of PVC, and that'll give you, on a 10 by 12 frame, 10 foot wide, 12 foot long, that'll give you approximately 8 to 8.5 feet tall. So it's definitely got plenty of room, and it's got plenty of space to start plants in. And here, of course, I just got a table in here. I don't have any built shelvings yet. This is a metal shelf I'd had to put in here. I would like to build some more, obviously, so I can have more room. Got a nice little cherry tree growing right there from my grandma's place. I pulled 3 of them off and put them outside and put this one in a pot. The other 2 have died. This one I've been able to keep alive. I also have a peach tree from my father-in-law's property that's in a bucket that's growing good. So yeah, that's what we've done. Let me show you the structure here. I've got 2x4s. I got a 2x6 bottom that's 10 foot by 12 foot, and then I cross braced. I've made my door frames. You can't see those because they're behind the plastic, but I made my door frames. And if you notice, I got this idea off of This Old House. It was on YouTube, and I mimicked their design from what I could tell. They didn't really go into the structure of it, but you can see right here, you got your 2x6 frame, and then in order for your door, because you don't want to build your door frame on this, because then it'll be sticking out too far and it's hard to wrap plastic on, and it's just not as sturdy. And so I built a separate door frame and mounted it to the structure, to the outlying 2x6s. And what that does is that backs the door off to where it is actually, you can see right here, this is the frame for the outside, the 10 foot by 12 foot, and it actually backs the door up, so that way you have a little bit of a step here. Makes it a little sturdier. And so, so anyways, so then got the frame, I cross braced that, and then here what I had to do is I actually done this side different than I done the back side, just to kind of experiment, because I plan on building more of these later on. Getting the angles exactly right to get this plumb is kind of difficult. I mean, it's not real hard, but I didn't do a very good job at it on this side, and I just tied it in up there up top. And then I also have two 2x6 runners to help sturdy up the frame, and of course put a cross brace in there up top that can put hanging stuff on. Now on the back here, it's going to be really hard to tell because of the plastic, but I've actually got 4 different cuts of wood, because what I did is I mimicked the arch of the PVC here. I didn't want my wood sticking out from there, but I also wanted something to staple my plastic to, and so I have 4 different cuts, and I don't remember the angles off the top of my head, but they were, I think, 10 degree angle, 10 degree angle, 17 inches, 17 3/4 inches. I don't remember exactly what they are, but anyways, they equal obviously 90 degrees to be able to tie in to the top up here. And then I supported those with another, and I really wanted that so I could sturdy up my plastic here. So anyways, if you got any questions, if you like what you see, have any comments or concerns, feel free to comment on this video. Go to our Facebook page, Raiders Greenhouse and Produce. Be happy to answer any questions that I can on how I built this. Another little thing from the outside, the plastic, what I did is I rolled it over a 2x4. If I could have had a 1x2, I would have preferred that, but all I had left was a 2x4. Rolled the plastic up to tighten it, secured it to the outside frame, and then secured the plastic onto the 2x4, because the staples on this old house, they just use staples, and where I'm at is you got a lot of wind and those staples would not hold. And then what I was able to do is pull that tight from the other side. Back here on the back side, you can kind of see I don't have any bracing here. I'm going to get some more 1x to brace this plastic up to make it to where it doesn't have as much movement. I've got a 1x here wrapped up tight, and what that does is that pulls this tight here. So anyways, I'll give you a little sneak peek here. We got our mums growing. We started these mums from seed, and which is very rare. Typically you do them from cuttings. We really wanted to do them from seeds. We wanted to start them from the beginning. I like growing stuff from seed. Next year we probably will do a mixture of both, because starting them from seed definitely starts them out slower, as opposed to cuttings. If they were cuttings, they would be more along these lines here. So, but we have a large variety of mums here that we're excited about. So anyways, that is the tour of the greenhouse, and if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. Go check us out on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page. We will have updates of how we do things and different cuttings and different plants that we're raising. And yeah, we're really excited about this year. We're excited about this fall apple butter making days in Mount Vernon, Missouri. Come check us out. It's going to be a big event. See you guys.